Hello, Scorpio. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, guys, so we are going to be doing your August mid-month reading. This will be from August 15th to September 15th. For those of you that have been interested in personal readings, I do have the wait time down to 1 to 2 days. That hasn't happened in a while, so hopefully I'm not jinxing it and it can stay like that for a bit, okay? But if you guys do need a reading, just let me know. If you need same day, definitely still go for the emergency option. But let's see what is going on for you guys. What is going on for the sign of Scorpio from from August 15th to September 15th? Alright. Let's see what's going on here, guys. Okay, guys. So, the energy for this reading is the King of Wands in the reverse. For those of you that are dealing with fire sign right now, they may be acting the fuck up right now, okay? Or this could be the energy that you guys are taking on. But the King of Wands in the reverse is somebody who is extremely charming, very passionate person, but they're not reliable. They're probably talking to more than one person, most likely. If this is within business, this is someone that just abuses their power. Okay, so somebody who's just not acting right. And this, you may feel like this is something that you just have to walk away from. Someone that you have to get away from. If there's emotional investment here, you're moving away from that. And with the Seven of Swords, you're frustrated. You're frustrated as fuck about it. But with the Devil in the reverse, you're moving out of a toxic situation, one where there was a lot of arguing, bickering, not seeing eye to eye. And that's where justice is served. Justice is served when we walk away from anything that doesn't serve us. Okay? So that's the overall energy. But let's see how this transpires. Now, the first card you guys have for your past is the Tower in the reverse. So there is a big switch up with someone in your life. Something changed dramatically in their life. It could have been towards you or just in general, but this is something that affected you. Now, whether it was you or this person, there is a sense of emotional detachment here. Now, the King of Swords, or any sword suit, very intellectual suit, but they usually come out after somebody's been disappointed or scorned, or there's just something that needs to be cut out. Okay, they're the ones that are no bullshit. And I respect the cards for that. Now, with the King of Swords, this is someone that just wants to conduct business. They just want to get things done, and he will have no issue cutting out anybody that should not be there, or any situation that should not be there. Okay? But with the Ten of Cups here, it's like there's this huge change, or somebody could have been maybe a little bit emotionally attached, or just very methodical about how they go about this happiness here. The Ten of Cups is all about, abundance, feeling good, a house full of food, a lot of love in there. And so this person could just be thinking of a master plan to make sure that all of this is happening. For some of you, you could have been dealing with an air sign, okay? But let's just focus on the characteristics of the card and not the signs. Now, the next card you guys have is the Five of Pentacles for your past. So there's this good feeling here. You feel that everything's happy, everything's solid, but then this person switches up. I feel that this person switches up, and because of that, either you become emotionally detached, maybe they become emotionally detached, and there's a rejection that happens here. There's a loss that happens here. Or maybe this is with finances too, okay? But there's a loss that is felt here. Page of Pentacles. So there's a loss, but the good thing is right away you're talking about how to make shit better. Because I know I love you, Scorpios. You guys are my opposite sign. I say it all the time. But y'all are emotional. And I'm emotional too. Not calling you out, not saying it's a bad thing. But I've noticed that the way I've seen a lot of Scorpios get over things, they really just immerse themselves into the emotion. And that's normal to do when you're sad with something. But it's also good to say, okay, well, this didn't work out, but what's the solution? So I like that there's a loss, but right away it's like, okay, well, how do I fix it? And you work on it. you work on fixing it. That's what the Page of Pentacles does. They talk about, you know, bringing better things, bringing stability, bringing longevity in a good situation. We have the Hangman. So this is you just sitting there contemplating, what's my best move? This situation is not the best, but how do I get through this? And I'm not going to move forward until I feel that I have a solution. But at least you're working for the solution and not just sitting there, you know, dwindling your thumbs. So that's a really good thing. Now, the next card you guys have for your past is the Chariot. So this is movement forward. Okay? For some of you, this could have been maybe a job that you lost, or maybe someone that was rejected. But right away, I see you guys maybe applying to more things, doing more things. You know, finding a way out of whatever got you to that Five of Pentacles. With the Chariot, like I said, movement forward. This could be you literally traveling to a place, or just something happening with speed, since this is, you know, the fastest moving energy in the deck. So let's see. We have the Sun card. So this rejection, if it was something that hurt, just know that there's a greater purpose behind it, and the universe knows what it's doing, and good things are happening with speed. This may have been like that, you know, came to a situation, you finding out something that's just gonna really propel things forward for you. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So, you know, you could have been dealing with an earth sign that was kind of stubborn, hard to kind of get through to. They just need things to be their certain way, or it could have been you guys taking on this energy. But this is somebody that they kind of have to grow up in a sense. You know, they could be immature about a situation, so it's like they have to find a way to get through it, and they have to be a little more flexible, okay? Because this is someone that is just, they want things done in a specific way, specific order, and God forbid you don't do it that way. Like, they're going to flip a shit. So it's just somebody who really knows what they want and maybe has to loosen up a bit. Now, the first card you have for your present moment is the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So there's a burden that's being let go. And, you know, with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this is somebody that doesn't do things out of passion. He does this, he either does it out of, or he or she does it out of obligation or out of just boredom, okay? When this comes up, you know, when I do a love reading and this comes up, I'll tell the person straight up, they're not here, you know, to marry you. They're here because it's just what they want to do right now in this moment. So just be aware whether this could be you just at your job, like, fuck this shit, but I need this paycheck. Okay, or this could be you involving yourself with something that your heart isn't in, or maybe their heart isn't in. With the Nine of Swords in the reverse, there's definitely a huge burden that's being let go here. Okay, with this King of Pentacles, you know, it could be work related for some of you, but this is just like you get things under control. Maybe you're not 100% happy with where you are, but you're not worried about how you're gonna, you know, put food on the table, or you're not worried about, or not in pain over, you know, anybody. I would hope you guys aren't in pain over anyone. Okay. The next card you guys have here is the Ace of Wands. So this could be why the worry goes away, because there's a passion in the beginning. All right. So something's definitely happening for you guys. This could be a new job. This could be a new relationship. The Fool card. You guys are definitely getting into something new. Ten of Swords in the... I love it, guys. You guys are pulling out all the cards of burden in the reverse. So y'all are getting through it. Whatever happened in the past, you're getting through it just fine. New starts coming. New passions coming. This retrograde might end up being okay for you guys, okay? You might be one of the signs that don't get hit too hard. Alright. Now, for some of you, if this is a love situation, just make sure you do your research, okay? Before jumping and putting all your eggs in one basket. Because we do have someone that's overly emotional and maybe a little bit immature, and they don't know how to communicate in the best way. But overall, there is something good that is coming in. Just make sure that you know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with, okay? Next card you have is a World card in the reverse. So this is you feeling like you have unfinished business with something. It could be with a relationship. It could be with a job. But there's a chapter that needs to be completed that hasn't been completed for you just yet. All right, Seven of Swords in reverse. A secret that comes out. okay, where you feel that there's unfinished business. Four of Cups in the reverse. So usually the Seven of Swords in the reverse has a very negative meaning behind it. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands here and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, my mind's in like 10 different places, so let me slow it down and verbalize what I'm thinking right now. So, honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing in this situation. I think that there's maybe someone, I don't know why I want to say there's someone maybe from the past that's coming back in and professing their love or some shit like that. Like maybe you thought that they were over it and they're telling you because this is just a secret coming out. Guys, this will come out if your partner says, oh, I'm going to the grocery store to get eggs, but they actually go to buy you like a wedding ring. This is a secret coming out. When you find out that, they didn't go to the grocery store, it's like, oh, I caught you. It's like, yeah, but it was for good reason. So I just think that there's something maybe that you're going to hear, or maybe something that comes across you that it's like, oh, I thought that, I was over this situation, and I'm not. And there's something that you may accept or something that you may offer that's accepted. But just be careful with whatever you're accepting or whatever you're giving, because the deck is saying this might, not turn out the way you want it to. Something that you're eventually going to have to move away from. That's going to cause a lot of frustration. You have the Six of Swords, which is about moving away from a situation. The Page of Wands, where it's like you're trying to give passion, or someone's trying to give you passion, but there's a delay here. The Six of Wands in the reverse, not feeling proud about something you're getting into. The Three of Swords in the reverse could be a third-party situation for those in love. It could be you in denial about a pain that, may come your way with this offer that's being accepted or being given. And it's just, overall, it could just be a waste of time for you. But let's see how things progress. Now, the first card we have for your future is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about social order. It's about things going well, moving things to a higher level. So for those that are single, this could mean getting in a relationship. For those who are in a relationship, this could mean engagement. For those engaged, it could mean that marriage. All right. So it's just moving things to the next level, taking the higher road with the situation. And there's someone that's very loving here for you guys. Or this could be you finding that self-love, choosing to take the high road and choosing to do what's going to be best for you. The King of Cups also does promote healing also. So if there's any sort of, loss or pain that you're feeling, I do see you guys getting over it. But again, we do have the Three of Swords in the reverse. So it's not as bad as the Three of Swords upright. So like I said, there is healing. You guys are taking the higher road, and you're going to a place that things are going to be better for you, a little calmer for you. And I see you slowly getting out of, disappointment or a rut that you may have been feeling. Now, the next card you have is the Five of Swords. I always say the Five of Swords could go in two different directions. You could either be the person with the sword holding everyone else's sword. You could be like the Jon Snow of this, and you could just be, taking shit over. Or you can be this person in the back, okay? Who just, they're feeling this loss. So that's up to you guys. Are you going to get through this battle with your swords in the air? Defeating the Night King? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, guys. Game of Thrones, I'm so freaking psyched right now. But it's like, are you going to take the power into your own hands? Or are you going to let it happen? If you guys don't watch Game of Thrones, please watch it. Talk about life lessons. Alright? And I think you guys are getting through it just fine. I think you guys are going through things with your sword in the air. Okay? So there may be a loss that you feel here. Okay? Something was lost here. But I think that a lot more was gained for you internally. Okay? But yeah, definitely something that is just, I feel like something's getting close to its finality. Okay? We have the Two of Swords as the last card here. So it's kind of like, you're going to this place of doing what's best for you, even if it's painful, but you're still at the standstill within yourself. Okay? There's still something that you're emotional over. Okay? You may be realizing that something that you had invested some time into was just a waste of time. And you kind of have to drop the ball on it. And, it's funny because these 2 cards could be cards about, making a decision between 2 things, trying to balance out between 2 things. Now it's very contradicting because one is saying that you came to a decision, the other is saying that you didn't. So I feel that you're overly emotional and you know what it is that you have to do, but you may hesitate just on doing it. So it's like, you're playing Russian roulette with yourself, guys. Whatever it is, whatever you see, you guys just gotta go for it. Just rip the band-aid off and go for it. Okay? Yeah, but overall, you guys are in a place of happiness in the past. Something happened, something switched up where I feel you lost something got cut out, and you're slowly getting through it. Okay? Slowly getting through it, new starts, but we just have to see people for what they are. Okay? I think that you guys are well aware of everything that's happening for you and everything that's going to happen for you, but it's just a matter of, are you going to believe, the actions that someone tells you? Okay? Are you going to believe the promise that was given to you at a job? Don't believe words, believe actions. If someone's promising something, let them show it to you. Okay? So let's see what card you guys have for this month. For those just tuning in, this is the Earth Magic Oracle deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Alright. What advice is there for Scorpio from August 15th to September 15th? Alright, guys. Dawn. New beginnings. Like I said, right now, retrograde. What's happening with this? We're clearing out anything that's not for you. Anything that does not serve you is getting ripped out of your life. And I think that's a beautiful thing because sometimes we have a hard time, ripping out things that need to be ripped out. That's why I personally am always praying, saying, God, rip out what's not good for me. Because sometimes my ass gets emotionally invested. Okay, so let's see what your new beginning is going to be. The start of the day brings with it reassurance that the night has passed, making way for new opportunities, no matter what has come before. It reminds us of the predictability of the daily cycles. That first light that forecasts the sun's appearance awakens the winged ones, who sing and chirp happily at the advent of another morning. It's a time of fresh beginnings, from which we can create whatever kind of experience we desire. In this image, we see the rays of the sun stretching into the valley, while the sun itself peeks around the corner, as if it had set its course to proceed around the bend in the river, which appears relatively still from its rest during the night. This scene exemplifies renewal and new beginnings. When you witness the initial stages of dawn without the benefit of a clock or other timepiece, for a while you may not be able to discern whether the sky is really lightening. The stars remain visible, and shadows of the night still shape the landscape. It is that way with any beginning. It is difficult to tell where the old ends and where the new begins. Gradually, however, it becomes clear to your senses that the light is definitely increasing, and as you continue to observe, the world slowly wakes up, accompanied by all the sounds, smells, and freshness associated with it. Soon the first glimmer of the sun shows. A new day has begun. This is the time to say farewell to the old and honor the new by releasing any self-imposed constraints of resistance to the truth that you know. This is your chance to develop that project you have been thinking about, embark on that adventure that you have dreamed of going on, and take risks in initiating what your intuitive self has been telling you to do. As this prospect becomes increasingly visible and real, doubts and uncertainties may arise, but rest assured, just as dawn inevitably turns into day, by heeding your inner guidance, you will succeed. Okay, so I definitely see you guys, in a place that you're letting things go. Okay, even if this is something that is causing, a loss, that's causing disappointment within you. But what the exciting part is when you lose something? That means that you could gain something else. If it was a relationship that you lost, now you're single. Now you get to meet your soulmate. Now you get to meet someone who's going to be fucking awesome for you. If you lost a job, well, guess what? Now you can do anything. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What are you passionate about? Do it. Just do it. And, with Scorpios, I don't think you guys realize how magnetic you are. You guys have the power to, I'm getting chills because it's so true. You guys have the power to have anything you fucking want in this world, to manifest anything that it is that you want. And the problem is that sometimes you do second guess yourself, okay? And it's like, well, do I deserve this? I know you guys are the shit. Do you know that you guys are the shit? You know? So have that mentality. Like, you're badass. You guys can do whatever it is that you want in life. Just go out for it and get it. And don't tell yourself that you don't deserve things. Don't tell yourself that this person is too good or that job is too hard to get. No, go for it. If you don't believe in yourself, how can I believe in you? You know, that's all it is. So just keep reminding yourself, I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve this. And stop expecting the worst. Because when you're expecting the worst to come out of a situation, especially something new that's coming in, that's going to project onto the person or, you know, the boss or this new situation that you're putting yourself into. They're going to feel that. So you have to put yourself in a place, like just stand in front of the mirror and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, until you fucking believe it. You know, I had to do that for a while. And I just don't give a fuck. You know, because it's just like, it took me so long to love myself. So I'm just not going to sit around and convince anybody else that I'm worthy of them. Okay? Because I know what I'm worth. So you guys are awesome. I love you. And at the end of this, it's all new beginnings that's coming for you guys. So be grateful for your losses and know that losses lead to new open doors. All right, guys. So if you guys do need your own personal reading, just contact me. I'll leave everything below. Other than that, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, Scorpio.